All right, let's move on forward to the tip of the week. David's actually done a wonderful job with this tip of the week. We were powwowing a bit on what could be useful, and more people are using the subscribe to newsletter functionality that's built into the Brilliant Directories platform. So we thought we'd provide a simple and effective way to not only increase subscribers to your newsletter. Even if you don't send a newsletter, you can still gather email addresses for marketing purposes later, but how you can leverage this a bit more with a thank you page after people do subscribe to the newsletter, submitting the form to subscribe. So Dave, if it's okay with you, can I pass it over?
Yes, please. So like Jason said, newsletters are obviously a very useful part of any business or website. You can get a lot of extra value out of it. Your members can also get a lot of extra value. So we'll dive in just very briefly into why a newsletter is useful. But what we'll really be showing you is how to get even more out of a user after they register to sign up for your newsletter. Because by default, they can sign up for the newsletter, but if they're signing up for the newsletter, they're probably really interested in what you have to offer anyway. So that would be a great time to provide them with some additional calls to action to get a little bit more use out of them. So we'll dive into that as well. So first off, real quick, why you should have a newsletter. Some of the benefits. These are pretty universal. Some benefits will vary depending on your target demographic, what industry you're in. But some of the universal ones are that newsletters have been proven to increase sales. So Convince and Convert, they did a study not too long ago where they found that 44% of consumers make a purchase based on promotional emails. I think their study was 44% of consumers in the past year of when they conducted their study made a purchase based on the newsletters that they were signed up for. So, you know, if you're offering some deals or promotions in your newsletters, that would be a good way to get some extra revenue out of your community. You could be offering maybe some additional features on the side, or just flat out promotions for higher tier memberships, or maybe you're offering services or other products on your site that you could be promoting in your newsletter. Any of those would work. Another benefit is that it increases the perceived value of your membership. So when you're providing a free and informative and well-written newsletter, it really does provide a lot of additional value to your website as a whole, not just your membership plans. But this could be a good gateway into getting somebody to sign up for a membership. If they're already receiving some really great free information on your newsletter, then they may be more inclined to sign up for a premium membership if there's some extra benefit that they can get out of that. Another great benefit is that newsletters will help you connect with your members. So consumers, I think most of us would fall into this. Consumers do receive more newsletters than they do personal emails. So, you know, emails to your friends or your family. Generally, we receive more commercial email than we do interactive personal emails. And that's because this was another study done by Return Path. They found one of the reasons is that consumers, regular people, they really do want to receive these commercial emails, these promotional emails, newsletters, because it's a convenient way to stay up to date with the brands and the companies and the websites that they're interested in. So generally speaking, consumers, they do want to receive information from you straight to their email inbox. Another benefit is that it will increase your website traffic. So Salesforce did a study where they found that 82% of consumers do open their emails that they receive from the newsletters that they're subscribed to. So if you're providing links in your newsletter to, you know, newly published content on your website, or maybe you're linking out to your social media pages, there's a good chance if on average 82% of people open that email, that another percentage of those people will click on whatever links you've included in your newsletter. And lastly, one other just general benefit of having a newsletter is that they do establish positive long-term relationships. It does that by showing members, and even the members who might still be subscribed to your newsletter but may have canceled their membership, it shows all of them how valuable they are and that they haven't been forgotten by you, and that you do still want to provide them with valuable information, even if they're no longer a member. So those are just some general benefits of having a newsletter and sending that regularly, both to your paying members and also just to your general free subscribers.
And David, we had another webinar where kind of we talked about what types of ways to make it easy to like put together a newsletter, right? Because the number one thing is like, what the heck am I going to talk about in my newsletter? Didn't we do a webinar on that?
We did, and I did pull that up. So I've got the link here. I'll share it in the live chat on YouTube and also the chat here on GoToWebinar. I believe it was 10 tips to develop a successful newsletter, increase open rates, and how to easily write emails.
Oh, yeah. This was a great webinar. This was a great tip of the week that we did. It's really easy to digest and actionable steps on creating a newsletter. All right. So we know why newsletters are important and awesome, and you don't need to send them all the time. Once a month is plenty for most websites and brands. So Dave, tell us about what we're going to cover more in today's, now that we know that newsletters are awesome.
Yeah, so the primary focus of this tip of the week is how can we get even more use out of somebody once they do sign up for our newsletter, because they're already showing some interest in our website by wanting to hear more from us and allowing us to contact them via email directly. So there's a good chance that we might be able to get them to take some more actions on our website. So once they put in their email address to sign up for the newsletter, we can automatically then direct them to a thank you page. And just generally speaking, a thank you page, it shows our gratitude for them wanting us to send them even more information and for inviting us into their personal inbox. You know, none of us want spam in there. So when they trust us with their email address, that's a good sign. They want more information. There's already some level of trust there. But while they're on this thank you page, it's a great opportunity to try to get them to take some additional action. So this will depend on what your goals are for your website and for your members, what specific tasks you want them to take on your website or what end goal you want them to have. But some things you can do on this thank you page are encourage them to follow you on social media. If you have a Facebook group, you could link to that or just to your Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram account, all that sort of stuff. You can highlight the benefits of joining your community. So if they're signing up for your newsletter, there's probably a good chance they're not a member yet. So on this page, you might want to list just a few bullet points. You don't want to bombard them. You don't want to give them a whole sales speech, but just highlight some of the primary benefits that they could be receiving if they did sign up and became a member of your community. You could also link to any informative articles, videos, or any other sort of posts that you've published on your site. This will have one benefit in terms of SEO, where they'll go to some additional pages on your site and they won't just immediately leave. But also it could show them immediately that you do have other informative information, useful information that they might want to be made aware of right now, since they're already interested in getting more information from you. You could also link to a page or other area on your website that they might find useful. So this would depend on that target demographic, whatever niche you're in, the target industry. But say, for example, you have a local business directory or a local city guide website, and you get somebody who's registered to receive your newsletter, then there's a good chance, maybe they're not a business, but maybe there's somebody who lives in the area, or maybe there's somebody who visits the local city that your website targets regularly. So maybe they just want to be kept up to date with whatever's going on in that area. Maybe you want to direct them to the events page on your website. Maybe there's some new local events that are coming up that they may be interested in. And then lastly, another suggestion would be to provide just a testimonial of a happy member on this page, just something to, again, reinforce that there truly are other people on your website, existing members and users, who are getting a lot of use and value out of your website. And it just reinforces that aspect of social proof, which we've talked about in a few other webinars.
And actually, David, I didn't even realize it. We do this on the Brilliant Directories website, but rather than the newsletters, when someone requests to try the demo, let's actually do that together right now. If you try a demo, jason@jason.com, and this could be like, subscribe to a newsletter. We have a link to our Facebook group here. If they didn't get the demo, we kind of have the form here. Just sometimes they mistype their email address or whatnot. And then here it says you may also be interested in, And we have links to some of our helpful content, some previous webinars that we did, setting up a private tour if you wanted a one-on-one demo.
That would be another thing you could offer actually on your thank you page for just a membership community is if somebody is interested in signing up for a membership, maybe they want to book a call with you or send you an email to inquire some more about what benefits they may be receiving. And then that could open up a great dialogue with you to maybe give you a better shot at closing a sale.
Absolutely. So it's really customer's choice here. We want to keep people clicking. We want to keep people engaged. Every website is different. Every offering is different. So finding 2 or 3 or a handful of things just to keep people clicking is important. And then here we do have thank you page here from our good friend Eric. So we do have a testimonial here as well. So yeah, we are actually employing some of these strategies that we're recommending here. So let's figure out how to do this on a site, right, David? We wanted to show this as an example.
Definitely, absolutely. Show it in practice.
Okay. So let's close down some of these windows here and start with a blank canvas. I think it's here. Okay. So on this site, we created a landing page. We've done lots of videos on using the drag and drop builder to set up a landing page. This one's very simple. We're putting a title here, want to know about everything, or obviously put something related to your industry. We definitely want people to subscribe for a reason. So the more benefits we can build in, or what they can expect, or what are the reasons they should subscribe, short-term and long-term benefits, you want to put them on a page like this. And then we can see we have the newsletter form here that comes with all sites. We've put it here as well. And then again, we just put some benefits here, get all these benefits, and so on. So let's go to the admin area and see what we've built. So we're in the web page builder, and we made 2 pages, and I'll show you them. We made a newsletter page here and a newsletter confirmation page, which is what we're going to define as the redirect page when someone fills out the newsletter form. Let's take a look at this newsletter page and see what we've done. Okay, we did use the draggable content blocks here on the right, and we kind of just made a 2-column area here. It says join our newsletter. Here's the short code for the newsletter form. I'll actually paste this in the chat for everyone. That's really the main thing you need, is the form equals newsletter modal sign up. And then we are using the hero section. So we have an image up there. This is always fun to play with. We've also covered the hero section. That's the area at the top of the page here. Creates that nice top section there. And then the page content, just 2 columns, put some titles, some benefits, and then the form equals newsletter there. And that's what's rendering on the site. And then we created a thank you page. And the thank you page is pretty simple. It says, thanks for joining our newsletter. You'll get great updates from us soon. We put a link to the Brilliant Directories Facebook group here. And also we didn't choose anything specific, but we used the draggable content blocks, the 3 features here, and more things to do on our site. You can certainly choose what you want and link them to kind of what we did on our own Brilliant Directories pages, have some additional things for them to follow and click on. So we have the page to subscribe and then the page that they're directed to. So now the question is, how do we make it so when they fill out the newsletter form, they're going to be redirected to this new custom page we created? This is called a newsletter confirmation. Well, it's quite simple. So the form is newsletter modal sign up. And what we want to do is edit this form, and we want to choose the page they're going to be redirected to after filling out this form. So we'll go to Toolbox and Form Manager. And there's a keyword search filter here. You could just filter for newsletter modal sign up. And once you're here, you can just go ahead and customize this form. Now, in order to customize a form, you technically need to make a change. So I'm just going to add the letter MMM here in the top hidden field, and I'll delete that later. So I will go ahead and save that. And we'll save everything else the same for now. Okay, great. Here is my newly customized newsletter form. I'm going to go ahead and edit this, and we're going to set up the redirect page. I'll delete those M's out of there. So what we want to do to set up the redirect page, And this is pretty good. It's good to know for forms in general because people are making lots of forms for different landing pages, for ebooks and things like that. You want to know how to redirect people to a page after they fill out the form. So click on Edit Form Settings. And we just need to do two things. Go to Save Actions, and Save Actions redirect to URL. And then all we need to do is put the redirect URL right here in this field. So in our case, we're going to be sending people to the newsletter confirmation page. We're editing the form, Save Actions, redirect to URL, and then put the redirect to URL right here. And we can go ahead and save the changes. And we're done, basically. Let's go back here and just check it out. Yep. Delete that MMM. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's refresh this page, and we should be redirected. Put my name again, Jason. I'll click on subscribe now. And there we go. Now I'm sent to the thank you page. And again, thank you pages could have any number of things on them. Animated GIFs of Ryan Reynolds saying thank you, thank you, thank you, whatever it might be. Keep it funny, keep it serious, keep it professional. But now with this, we are utilizing the newsletter process more because the default newsletter just puts a pop-up that says, thanks, you've subscribed to our newsletter, and then they can stay on the same page, which is fine. You can keep the default functionality, but by redirecting them to this page, we've even seen, on our Brilliant Directories site and other directory sites out there that have thank you pages with additional calls to action. Again, you're getting that more engagement. You can get people when they're very interested in your site, give them better materials, better resources, asking them to contact you, requesting a private tour or something one-on-one. You can certainly do that stuff. So just so you know, I like to repeat it, just all you need to do is this is the form you want to put, the short code for the form on your landing page. And when we edit this form, newsletter modal sign up, what are we doing? We're setting the form settings to redirect URL, and then we have to create a thank you page, and then we want to link to that thank you page in the form settings. So a little higher level there, but it's good to know that these things are possible with the software.